Alright, today we're going to look at two different runs featuring the whale shark. And the first one here, something random is going to happen during a battle, which then inspires the second run. So we picked this one up on turn 6, and we've already got the classic setup of the whale shark plus the question marks guy, and we're getting the extra stats every turn. However, whale shark was patched, so now you get only +1/1 in shop at level 1, but you get +3/3 in battle as we absolutely farm that Toad team for lots of free stats. And I actually think this version of Whale Shark is a bit more interesting to play because you can still get the shop scaling if you want. You know, you can play the Bilby and you can play Axolotl and so on. It's a bit more difficult to actually get the same amount of value in a short period of time. But in battle, it's way more effective. And you can see there we get matched with Boitata on the next turn, which is perfect, giving us even more in-battle scaling for free. Whale Shark is just one of those units where you can have, really swingy battles turn to turn. If you get matched with those teams that we just faced with the ailments, then we basically walk over them. And then the next turn you could face someone with Peanut at the front and you instantly lose. So we take the level up on turn 9. We get Reindeer and Gorilla, not really interested in either of them. I don't know if this was a random pack or not. I honestly can't remember what I was doing. The only reason the replay is saved is because I knew something funny happened in this run. So now we bring in the Marine Iguana, and they will actually work with Whale Shark, although you don't keep the melon. You do get +3/3 before attack. Because Marine Iguana only works once per pet, you're not able to use it more than once on the Whale Shark and get extra buffs. But I think that's fair enough. It's already a very strong unit. And Strawberry Jam's in the pack. I think probably that confirms that this is not a random pack. This must have just been me playing an existing Whale Shark pack. There was definitely a period where myself and some of the other creators were all trying to record Whale Shark and Bilby things in customs as soon as the update came out. So it's a tie here. I'm not sure exactly which round it is where unusual stuff happens, but it must be coming up pretty soon. Level 2 Axolotl, and then we might as well feed the Whale Shark because we get +2/2 there and then +2/2 from the Axolotl as well. Now I actually paused and looked ahead here to check what happened in the following battle, and this is the round. Now pay attention here. The Whale Shark gains melon from the Marine Iguana and then is jump attacked by the Amami Rabbit. And it actually allows the Whale Shark to use the melon instead of it being converted into +6/6 stats. So I'd never seen that happen before. I guess that probably could have happened some other way in the previous version of the game. But that was very interesting to me, and we might as well just watch the rest of this run as we Competo the Whale Shark into a crocodile. So yeah, that got me thinking, is there some other way that you could deliberately make use of that tech? Because obviously getting matched with a jump attacker randomly isn't going to happen all that often. Although it is nice to know that is a possibility. But could we make a team where we would deliberately make that happen every single turn? And I didn't necessarily immediately think that would be able to do anything using melon. Do let me know in the comments if you can think of something that would work for that. I guess because Marine Iguana is before attack, you wouldn't be able to use fainting your own badger at start of battle. Maybe there's more to be explored there. But I started thinking about other perks in the game that we could try and give to the Whale Shark and make use of during start of battle. So I'll let you think about that for a while, and then we'll come back to it when we get to the next run. But unsurprisingly here, the Competo strats are paying off pretty well, because having a unit that previously could not have any equipment, but now has melon and also deals 16 damage to the backmost enemy, it kind of makes a mockery of the way that Whale Shark is supposed to work. I really think it should just be that if you try and feed Whale Shark Competo or Water of Youth, etc., it should just eat it and gain the stats instead. Because this definitely does feel a bit on the unfair side. So that puts us on to 9, and might as well just keep feeding this whale shark. I'm sure I'm going to transform it at some point here. And there we go, we get the Campeto on the next roll, and it becomes an eagle. So I guess the question mark guy is kind of useless now. Although I suppose it doesn't really matter too much if the Lynx takes an extra 1 damage. And then kind of an unusual looking team here where they've got the Pygmy Hippo at the back and then the crab to copy some health off it. But I think we're going to be able to scrape the win with the Eagle Summon. So that run basically just provided the proof of concept. I knew that it was going to be possible for Whale Shark to not swallow a perk as long as the perk was used during start of battle. And so the team that I came up with was involving using Roadrunner. Now Roadrunner has been changed. Previously it was Feint, give Strawberry to the unit behind and some attack. But now it does the Hummingbird ability, so it still gives attack because it's been moved up to tier 2. Well, I guess the Hummingbird ability has been moved up to tier 2, but the Roadrunner has been dropped down to tier 2. Essentially, at start of battle, it gives Strawberry to the unit ahead plus some attack. So what I'm going to do is have the Roadrunner give the Strawberry to Whale Shark, and then Pelican swallow the Whale Shark before it gets the chance to remove the Strawberry. Now I wasn't 100% sure that this would also work. I wasn't sure if the interaction in the previous game was purely due to the jump attack, because there are some weird interactions with jump attack. Obviously it's a fresh mechanic for the game, and it wasn't there from the very beginning, so it's not surprising to see some unusual things happening as a result of it. We get the Whale Shark on the level up, and we also have level 2 Bilby. I think we're just going to pill the Anteaters to give ourselves more gold. Not sure why I used the... Alright, okay, we're going to pill the Ant and get the plus 3/3. Whale Shark being level 1 does mean that although we can get good stats from Bilby, it's not going to be anywhere near as strong as getting it to level 2. Blackberry is also a great addition for Whale Shark, and you can see that this works in battle too. So even though we don't have the combo set up yet, we can still take big advantage of the triple buffs. Although unfortunately there, it was perfectly timed for the Pygmy Hippo to knock us out. We do find another Whale Shark as well. Now I did set myself the target of having double Whale Shark in this run. Obviously it would be much easier to set this whole thing up if you just had one. But I really wanted to maximize the usage of the Strawberry. So we're going to have double Whale Shark, and both of them will get Strawberry from the Roadrunner. And Pelican is such a strong unit, you would think that would be good enough. Now I did actually play a lot of games of this, and it wasn't quite as straightforward as I thought it was going to be. I guess there are still plenty of really strong things in the game that other people can be playing and causing problems for a team like this. A little bit of difficulty buying the krill there, but we get cheese. And now the Bilby gives an extra plus 4/4 in stats. Yeah, I guess this is also the revised Bilby. It had a different ability before, even though you could still use it with Whale Shark in shop. And now we're starting to scale, not quite out of control yet, but fast enough that we can feel relatively confident that we're not going to lose. Now here, I probably should have just taken the Mosasaurus here. Yeah, okay, we are going to take it. We do need to find Pelican as well, obviously. Mantis with Stego, but I think with the stat gain in battle and the Whale Shark getting a little snack on weakness there, we're going to be fine. Am I going to go for level 2 Whale Shark on this one as well? It looks like it. And we'll just take the Zebra by Cell because, you know, it doesn't matter that it's not involving the synergy. It's still worth it for the stats. Okay, and then we use the Bilby triggers in shop. Maybe I should have just left that there and bought the second Bilby separately. But we're still getting plus 6/6 on the front one and plus 3/3 from the Roadrunner alone. And that proves to be good enough. So the pelican is definitely going to make an appearance sooner or later. I guess it's good that the trigger reset glitch was patched out, because you could kind of go absolutely nuts with this setup. You know, if the Bilby was able to be combined with a level 1 and get another set of triggers, it would just be way too easy to get to 50-50. Tiger plus Geometric Tortoise, pretty common these days, but we've raced to having a big enough whale shark that we can weather the storm. Still need that pelican, and then I also need the pelican to be level 2, because both the whale sharks are going to get the strawberry. Now there is an interaction with this, which doesn't quite work the way you might expect. So when the whale sharks gain the strawberry, they do visually show the stats gained, but when they get spit out as salmon, they won't have the stat gain, which I guess makes sense, because the swallow from the pelican happens before the stat gain actually goes off. So it just looks a bit strange, but I think it makes sense in terms of the mechanics of the game. So you can see the whale sharks are 31-36. Well, the one at the front is 31-36, or 33 now. So it gains the stats there, but when it comes out as a salmon, it doesn't have them anymore. But still, very comfortable win against Ronnie. So we just need one more round to win this game. I think most of the runs where I was struggling here was because of not getting the pelican to level 2 quick enough. You know, it's fairly easy to get the whale sharks up to a big enough size. But if you're only producing one salmon, you know, the snipe output is so much lower. And then we get matched with a Danger Pack team that actually messes the setup up. So we don't get both the salmons, but we still snipe out their backline units and the Bilby is left standing. So kind of an odd interaction. Not sure there's a huge amount you can do beyond Pelican Whale Shark, but interesting nonetheless.